Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz here. Old Man Movie Reviews is what we're going to call this. You may recognize me from Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We did a thing for a minute with Old Man video game playing. And then of course The Basement of Barry Morbid, which we've been doing for quite some time. And I decided I was going to start doing movie reviews. Everybody loves a good video of a movie review. So I thought what we would do is we would kick it off with something new I just got. Our movie reviews will very rarely be theatrical releases. There'll be more stuff I have here. This is a more recent purchase, as I'd mentioned. And before we do that, let me go ahead and we're going to run the trailer for the review that we're going to do today.
There's things going on inside me you don't even know about. You don't even know about.
Okay, so as you guessed, it's the Tim Ritter collection, the SOV Years, or Shot on Video Years. This is put out by Ron Bonk of SRS Cinema. It is a 4 Blu-ray collection. We're going to go down the list of what's on these 4 Blu-rays in a second, because my favorite thing is extras. Here, I'll put it up a little closer, I think. We'll find out if that works in the edit. And you know, first episode, I'll get better at this. So it is 507 minutes worth of Blu-ray magic. Before we get onto it, though, I want to explain a few things. Tim Ritter, for those of us older people, like old man me, lived at the video store. And I don't mean Blockbuster. I don't mean Family Video. I mean just little tiny video stores. Here in Kalamazoo, we had so many. A friend of mine, even after we worked together at the old Brown Derby restaurant on Cork Street, decided to open one. Sue Matamore opened a video store. She knew I liked horror movies, so she always asked me what to get. And I saw coverage for Truth or Dare, A Critical Madness, and explained to her that this was a must-get. She might want to even get more than one copy. So she listened to me. I got to watch the movie. She also liked the movie. And this was groundbreaking. I mean, this movie wasn't made and released in theaters and then put on videotape. This was made for the video rental market, or even video purchase market. You could buy it. And it was awesome. It's one of my favorite shot on video movies, The Copperface Killer. I have a VHS of it. I've got if it's been released, I've got it. I've got all the sequels to Truth or Dare. Which, you know, vary in how much I like them, but the first one is my favorite. Then he kept going. He was continued with Killing Spree, which was just hilarious to watch. People are like, oh, it's a gory horror. It's really kind of funny if you watch it. The lead actor, Asbestos Felt, is just so good at this. Then there was Creep with Joel D. Winecoop and the famous America's Nymphomaniac, who you think I'd remember her name, but I don't remember her name. Oh, it might be in here, actually. We can check that in a little bit. So Tim Ritter, definitely always on my radar. I've always watched any Tim Ritter movie that comes out. I thought, until I got this, so we'll go over that as well. Recently he released Sharks of the Corn, probably one of the best shark spoofy movies out there. Very well done. So So now we're going to go with what we have here, which is, as I mentioned, the Tim Ritter collection, the Shot on Video Years. 4 Blu-rays, all put together in a nice little container. You get 4 of them, 2 on each little flap thing. If there's a title for that, I don't know what it is. And now to make this easier on me so I'm not reading it through blue, because old men have trouble reading through blue sometimes. So Blu-ray disc number 1 is the original movie Twisted Illusions, the original 1985 VHS release, including the original Truth or Dare segment and a new upscaled transfer, new commentary on original cut with Tim Ritter and horror scholar Matt Hill, new interview with Joel D. Wynkoop on Twisted Illusions, new interview with Tim Ritter on Twisted Illusions, directed by Susan, I'm going to get your name wrong, Capostasy. New stills gallery with Tim Ritter commentary and trailers. I have seen Twisted Illusions. It was wonderful. And Twisted Illusions 2. Now remember, the first one was 1985. Is also on this disc with the original 2004 unreleased cut with drive-in ads. New upscale transfer. New commentary with directors John Bowker, Joe Sherlock, Joel Wynkoop, Kathy Wynkoop, and Tim Ritter. New stills and publicity gallery. Bigfoot Lives Short from 2003, shot with Twisted Illusions 2 for Red Bonk and Red Files trailers. Disc number 2 is Creep, the original 1995 VHS cut, new upscale transfer. The extras are commentary with director Tim Ritter, new commentary with actor Joel D. Wynkoop and Kathy Wynkoop, new stills and publicity gallery. New interview with cult actor Joel D. Wynkoop, and a bonus 90-minute making of Creep feature, Blinded by the Blood 3, interview with Tim Ritter from 2018, and trailers. Disc 3 is Dirty Cop No Donut, original 1998 VHS release, new upscale transfer, new commentary with director Tim Ritter and horror scholar Matt Hill, new stills and publicity gallery with commentary, vintage publicity interviews with actor Joel D. Wynkoop and director Tim Ritter, original trailers, DVD promo, and then Dirty Cop 2 5-rock video by Richard Anaski. We also then get Dirty Cop No Donut 2, I Am a Pig, original 2000 VHS release restored, new upscale transfer, new 2023 commentary with director Tim Ritter, commentary with producer star Donald Farmer, new stills and publicity gallery, new Dirty Cop 3 viral videos, Simon vs. Gus, new Hall of Shame review montage 2022, and trailers. Finally, Disc 4, Reconciled Through the Christ, original 2005 release, new upscale transfer, vintage commentary with director Tim Ritter, new stills and publicity gallery with brand new commentary, making of virtual effects with Todd Pontzler, behind the scenes of director Richard Anaski's second unit shoot, and trailers. And then our extra bonus stuff. New Tim Ritter's Never Before Seen 2 Super 8 films from 1979 with director commentary. New bonus uncut 2019 Savage Master rock video directed by Tim Ritter. New Savage Master photo gallery with commentary by director Tim Ritter. New Santa Kills short, Tim Ritter's 2019 Santa slasher short for Richard Mogg and Wave Videos uncut edition. So, see, there's the list. This is a lot of stuff. And I mentioned that I always like watching Tim Ritter movies. While I have seen a majority of these, apparently things fall through the cracks. So I watched Twisted Illusions. I've watched Creep. I've watched Dirty Cop No Donut. I've watched so many of these things. I have not seen Reconciled Through Christ, so I'll have to watch it. Looks interesting from the trailer that I watched for it. And then Twisted Illusions 2. I've had this since it was released. I do believe I was the first person to pre-order it from SRS Cinema. That's how much I knew that I wanted it. And it's just the best thing. If you want to know how Shot on Video has worked through the decades, because we're talking decades. We're showing Tim using an 8mm camera shooting stuff when he was a child. Those were hilarious, by the way. I thought those were a really good time. and it looked like he was working really hard shooting on Super 8. Some people might say, you know, where's the rest, like all of his other stuff? Well, those are already released. We don't need another release of the Truth or Dare movies. We don't really need another release of Day of the Reaper, one of his first movies that he actually shot on film. You can get those all at SRS Cinema. There's a lot. The reason I get most of my Blu-rays and DVDs is bonuses. Bonus material. This has so much bonus material. These are all deep dives. There is no just here's the movie. Commentaries, new commentaries. There's one here from this year in here. That's how recent this release is. The extras are just there's so much stuff. This is what you would call a dense collection. It's got so much stuff. You cannot go wrong here. I'll show you the box one more time. At the end of the video here, I'll put the link to where you can go and get one. They are at a reasonable price currently. I pre-ordered mine, so I got mine at a very reasonable price. Mine also came with a poster, which I'm still looking for the proper frame for. That definitely has to be framed. It is the cover, and so that's a great cover. So yep, this is our first episode of Old Man Movie Reviews. If you really want to see how the shot on video thing worked back in the 80s and 90s, this is so full of information. He'll mention things you're like, what's that? It's because they don't use a lot of things like this anymore. A lot of the equipment, distribution. There is no such thing as a mom and pop video store. There's really no such thing as a video store anymore. Everything's streaming. Even here in Kalamazoo, our family video, which we thought would be around forever, eventually succumbed. I think probably part of it was due to the lovely COVID, where no one went anywhere. In video stores, you kind of have to go to a video store for that to work. So yep, I recommend the Tim Ritter collection, the Shot on Video Years, highly. This is something that you'll want to get in the near future. So now that we've done that, back when I first started doing movie reviews for different places, I also did them in a zine of mine called Divine Exploitation. My favorite thing to write was reviews of movies I haven't seen. The rule was simple. Watch the trailer, review the movie. With that being said, without any introduction, let's go to the trailer.
Hi.
I love you!
Thank you.
Passing you into Mr. Wayne.
No, please don't.
I need you here now, Barry.
So you're saying you could travel back in time?
But Bruce, I can fix things. I could save people. I could save my mom. I could save your parents.
You could also destroy everything.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too.
So how was it this week? How's school?
School was good. Oh,
This is mad trippy. Dude, this is catastrophic.
This world must die.
I'm not gonna lose her again. It's not Clark.
My name is Kara. I will help you.
Interesting group.
Want some help? Wait, he's Batman?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh, this rips! We're in uncharted territory. Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
DC friends.
No, it was an Uber.
Oh,
Exec.
so I consider DC Comics to be fortunate in that they've currently got James Gunn heading the new version of their cinematic universe, because as a huge fan of The Flash, I'm a Barry Allen guy. As a huge fan of The Flash, as a huge fan of the show with Grant Gustin doing an excellent job portraying The Flash and Barry Allen on the small screen CW show. That's all well and good. That's awesome. This, I think, if DC didn't have James Gunn coming up and introducing new things like the new Blue Beetle movie, which looks fabulous, things like that, that this movie could quite possibly be the death knell of DC Comics and their movies about superheroes. Marvel's always going to make their Marvel stuff, but DC, we always say DC makes the best animated films. Their animated films are so much better than their live action films. They just know what they're doing with the animation, and they turn out great. All of their features that are animated are just a good time. Marvel doesn't do as much animation, and it goes live action. Live action is Marvel's forte, animation is DC's forte. I like a lot of DC movies. The Shazam movies are both good. I think it's silly that he can't be called Captain Marvel. Who am I to say? The Wonder Woman movies for me were fine, but I was excited to see that Michael Keaton was going to reiterate his role as Batman. I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm waiting for someone just to do a cut of the Batman scenes and perhaps the Supergirl scenes. Supergirl looked great. She would be a fine Wonder Woman if they decided to go that route and bring Wonder Woman into the new James Gunn DC universe, whatnot. So that would be awesome. But the movie itself, it looks awful. The lead actor is awful. We won't go into any details. That's not for this show. And I don't mean his personal life. I mean just his acting ability is horrible. But they made him the star of a Flash movie. I'm still not sure why Grant Gustin couldn't just be the Flash in the new movie. He did a great job for, what was it, 9 seasons. So that would have been awesome. So yep, this is our first episode, as I mentioned before. Old man comic book reviews, old man movie reviews. So come back. I'll try and do these every week. They'll never be, as I mentioned before, a theatrical release. This one I had to do first. This is just very important to me, so I decided it would be important to you to watch it. So until next time, I will see you. Go watch a good movie. It doesn't have to be a big budget movie. It can be a movie that some guy shot with his phone in his backyard, but it just has that little something in it, okay? I'll see you next time.